my friends, it's me, the ukulele teacher, and how wonderful it is to be here today to teach you how to play that marvelous song, Living in the Sunlight, Loving in the Moonlight, by the wonderful Tiny Tim. So please grab your uke and let's go ahead and learn Living in the Sunlight, Loving in the Moonlight. I'm going to go ahead and play it through for you first, and then I'll drop the stupid voice and teach you the lesson as normal. By the way, if you'd like a song sheet so you can follow along, sign up today to patreon.com/uketeacher, where for as little as $1 a month you can sign up and you'll get a PDF song sheet with every lesson. I'm so happy, happy-go-lucky me. I just go my way, living every day. I don't worry, worrying don't agree. Things that bother you never bother me. Things that bother you never bother you. I feel happy and fine, living in the sunlight, loving in the moonlight, having a wonderful time. Haven't got a lot, I don't need a lot, coffee's only a dime. Living in the sunlight, loving in the moonlight, having a wonderful time. Just take it from me, I'm just as free as any daughter. I do what I like, just what I like, and how I love it. I'm right here to say when I'm old and grey, I'll be right in my prime. Living in the sunlight, loving in the moonlight, having a wonderful time. So before we go any further, I just want to say a massive thank you to Ortega Guitars for sending me this beautiful ukulele to play and for sponsoring this video. If you'd like more information about this particular ukulele, then check out the link in the video description below. Also, if you like my Mario-inspired ukulele-themed t-shirt, then be sure to check out ukuleletees.com. This was a limited edition t-shirt, and you will not be able to get it anymore, but we have some other very, very cool t-shirts. So check it out right now, because you never know what incredible offers and t-shirt designs we will have. ukuleletees.com. First things first, make sure your uke is in tune, and if it is in tune, it should sound like this. Secondly, grab your capo and put that on the 4th fret of your ukulele. With a capo on the 4th fret of the ukulele, it should sound like this. Now the capo is basically making this song a lot easier for us to play, because instead of playing all the more complicated open shapes, we can play a few more straightforward shapes up here. So these are the chord shapes that you'll need for this song. If you already know them, then skip ahead now. To play the chord of C, put your 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the 1st string, and the chord of C should sound like this. To play the chord of E minor 7, put your 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the 1st string, and your 1st finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, and the chord of E minor 7 should sound like this. And to play the chord of A7, just put your 1st finger on the 1st fret of the 3rd string, and the chord of A7 should sound like this. To play the chord of G, put your 1st finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, your 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the 1st string, and your 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. And the chord of G should sound like this. To play the chord of G7, just turn that shape upside down. Put your 1st finger on the 1st fret of the 2nd string, your 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, and your 3rd finger on the 2nd fret of the 1st string. And the chord of G7 should sound like this. To play the chord of A minor, just put your 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the 4th string, and the chord of A minor should sound like this. To play the chord of D minor, keep your 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the 4th string, add your 1st finger to the 1st fret of the 2nd string, and your 3rd finger to the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, and the chord of D minor should sound like this. To play the chord of D, just put your 1st, 2nd and 3rd fingers on the 2nd fret of the 4th, 3rd and 2nd strings, and the chord of D should sound like this. And to play the chord of E minor, put your 1st finger on the 2nd fret of the 1st string, your 2nd finger on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, and your 3rd finger on the 4th fret of the 3rd string, and the chord of E minor should sound like this. And to play the chord of E minor major 7th, which is a bit of a mouthful even for me, keep your 1st finger on the 2nd fret of the 1st string, and put your 2nd finger on the 3rd fret of the 3rd string. And the chord of E minor major 7th should sound like this. Now that is a lot of chords to get your head around, so it might take you a little while to learn them, but hopefully you already know a few of them, and then there's just 1 or 2 new ones that you might need to know for this song. Now the first line of the chords are C to E minor 7 to A7, and for the C and E minor 7, I start by just plucking both of those chords twice each, like this. 1, 2, 1, 2. And then with the A7, I start our strumming pattern, which is a down, down, up, down, up pattern, but played in a sort of jaunty style, like this. Down, down, up, down, up. So the first line, C to E minor to A7, played slowly, should sound like this. And then the next two lines of the verse, the chords are also G to G7 to C, and we can carry on playing that pluck, 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 down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up. Put that together and you've got your first verse. It should sound like this. I'm so happy, happy-go-lucky me. I just learned my way, living every day. And then the second half of the verse starts off the same with a C to E minor 7 to A7. I don't worry. And then the next line, the chords are G to A minor. And here we play the full down, down, up, down, up pattern once on each of those chords, like this. Worrying, don't agree. And then the next line, the chords are D minor to G. And here we play the full down, down, up, down, up pattern 3 times on the D minor and once on the G, like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. So put that all together and the second half of the verse should sound like this. I don't worry, worrying don't agree. Things that bother you never bother me. And then here we go into the chorus. Now the first 3 lines of the chorus, the chords are C to D to G. And here we play the full down, down, up, down, up pattern twice on each of those lines, like this. And then the final line of the chorus, the chords are G to G7 to C. And here we pluck twice on the G and G7. And then play the full pattern on the C again. So put that all together and the first half of the chorus should sound like this. Things that bother you never bother me. I feel happy and fine. Living in the sunlight, loving in the moonlight, having a wonderful time. And then the second half of the chorus is exactly the same as the first half of the chorus. So let's carry on and play it through. Haven't got a lot, I don't need a lot, coffee's only a dime. Living in the sunlight, loving in the moonlight, having a wonderful time. And now we move into the bridge. And the first 3 lines of the bridge, the chords just go from E minor to E minor major 7. Basically, you just pluck 4 times on each of those chords, like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Just take it from me, I'm just as free as any daughter. I do what I like, just what I... And then in the final line, the chords are A7 to D to G. And here we play a full down, down, up, down, up on the A7. And then just 1 downstroke on the D and the G, like this. I do what I like, just what I like, and how I love it. And then we have another chorus to finish the song. Carry on playing through with just the same chords as the first chorus. I'm right here to stay when I'm old and grey. I'll be right in my prime. Living in the sunlight, loving in the moonlight, having a wonderful time. Then you basically repeat the chorus but with an instrumental feel, and then you repeat the bridge section, and then you finish off by repeating the chorus again. Put that all together and that's how to play Living in the Sunlight, Loving in the Moonlight by Tiny Tim. If you'd like a song sheet so you can follow along, be sure to sign up to patreon.com/uketeacher. I've been the ukulele teacher. If you have any requests for future lessons, then let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, until next time, I love you all and I wish you the best.